Hey guys, in today's lesson video, I'm going to talk about the driver and how to hit your driver better. So I had a lot of requests and a lot of comments asking me to make a lesson video on the driver. The only reason I didn't make lesson videos about the driver in the past is because, in my opinion, I don't think there's a different swing for an iron and a different swing for the driver. I think there's one golf swing, and you should swing the golf club, whether that's a 9-iron or a driver, you should swing the golf club the same. They have the same principles, the same swing sequence, and they have everything's the same except for ball position. For a driver, we want to hit up on the golf ball to get that optimal launch angles, so we want our ball position up in our stance, somewhere around our lead shoulder. The ball position is going to be up in our stance to hit up on the golf ball. However, in the downswing, we don't want to help it up. Get the ball position up in our stance to hit up on the golf ball, and what we're going to do is, in the downswing, we're going to hit down on the golf ball like an iron. You just have to trust that the ball position being up in your stance is going to allow the golf club to hit up on the golf ball. But if you start to help it up and lean back, you're going to hit a lot of thin shots, and the contact and the smash factor is not going to be there. So once again, get the ball position up in your stance to hit up on the golf ball, but don't help it up in the downswing. In the downswing, we're just going to hit down on it like an iron, but since we got the ball position forward in our stance, we're still going to hit up on the golf ball no matter what. So for reference, if I get my lead palm on the end of the grip in this manner, in the downswing, even if I try to hit down on the golf ball, at some point this grip is going to come back up in this manner, and that's when you're hitting up on the golf ball. So even if I try to hit down on the golf ball, because in this position it seems like I have a lot of lag left and the grip is pointing down, so I must be hitting down on the golf ball. But at some point, even if I try to hit down on the golf ball, this grip is naturally going to come back up, and that's normally around my lead shoulder. So if you have the ball position up in your stance towards your lead shoulder, even if you're trying to hit down on the golf ball, because of the ball position and because of the length of the golf club, we're automatically going to hit up on the golf ball as long as our body doesn't lean towards the target in this manner. So don't help it up in the downswing. Keep the same ball position up in our stance. That's what's going to allow us to hit up on the golf ball, and just make a regular swing and try to hit down on it like an iron. So what we have to realize is, another good tip is, a big difference between a 9-iron and a driver is the driver has a lot of less room for error. For example, if you're swinging a 9-iron and you come a little bit steep into the downswing and hit a little across it, you can still pull a 9-iron and hit pretty far with a shut club face. But if you do the same thing with the driver and come up steep and over the top, you're most likely going to hit a big slice or a big pull hook to the left. Because of the length of the golf club and because of the swing speed difference, there's less room for error with a driver. For example, no matter how much you pull a 9-iron, you're never going to really hit a 9-iron out of bounds. But as soon as you start to pull one with the driver, it could go miles to the left for a right-handed golfer, and the room for error with the driver is a lot less. So I get a lot of comments about saying, I hit my irons very well, but with my driver, I'm really struggling. I hate to break it to you guys, but if that's the case, your iron golf swing, if I take a look, for most cases, for all cases, it's not the most ideal swing. You're just getting away with it because it's an iron. So with that being said, what do we have to do, especially with the driver, to create better contact and more consistency? We never want in the downswing to have a pause or a big jerky motion. What we want to do is we want to have one fluid motion all the way to our finished position, and we have to supinate and properly release the golf club, and we have to really relax our arms and just swing back and forth in this manner. We never want to stop our rotation at any time, and we don't want any vicious moves for the top of the backswing, and we never want to pause and try to hit the golf ball. we want one fluid motion. So a good tip is release the golf club, have very loose arms. Your arms should just feel like ropes connected to your body. Have very loose arms, and we're going to release the golf club and have one fluid motion of a golf swing all the way to our finish position, and we're never going to stop in between. The golf ball is just in the way. It's going to look something like this. So if I go hit the golf ball, I should have one fluid motion, and I should never have a vicious move or a jerk, and I should never stop during the downswing. It's going to look something like this. If you guys like the video, please like and subscribe to help my channel grow. And for online lesson on Skillest, I'll leave a link in the description below. And for future driver lesson videos, I will do some more speed training videos, but technique wise, it's the same as an iron.